See, as a painter or an artist, someone that creates stuff, there are a bunch of times that you indeed and truly enjoy and love what you have created and want to share it with as many people as possible. But there are also these kind of times that you definitely regret what you made, and yeah, you may try to repair it and make it better, but you just end up making it worse. And you probably throw it away or just completely destroy it so that it will never be seen from the eyes of the humanity ever again. Now, with this painting, I relate more to the second case. That's why I covered it all with white, so you cannot see it. But I won't destroy it, because canvases are kind of expensive and I don't have extra money to spend, so I will have to prime it and paint something else. It's been a while since making one of these vids. I started in the beginning of the year really nice, with one video every other week and then gone for 2 months, maybe even more. But now I'm back, so let's get this thing done. As usually I'm using oils, but not so usual is my approach to the beginning of the process. This red coat I put first, it's called underpainting, and I picked it up from some artists that I admire and follow on social medias, pure masters. It's supposed to be like a raw sketch of what you have in mind, and honestly it's really nice to have like a base color to lay everything on, so I definitely think I'm gonna use this technique more and more in the future. I'm done with the main colors, the base of all, and the reflections and the water is a little bit too vivid and too red, but altogether I like the way it's going, and yeah, it's definitely not a regret and I won't destroy it or paint over. Usually I will let it dry before starting the next layer, but by the time recording this, it's already dry, so let's get some colors on it. I want to start off that I'm using a reference for this painting. It's by a photograph called Michael Slezak or something like that. But of course I'm changing a lot of things along the way, and yeah, I think it's okay using references. I mean, art is all about being inspired by someone, take that inspiration, create something and inspire someone else. And yeah, I think that's more than fine. But what I'm trying to say is that this painting reminds me a lot of painting that I did last year called The Fury of the Sun, which gained a little bit of views here on YouTube, I'm not gonna lie. Like, not crazy viral, but for my channel it's a decent amount of views. So there is a high possibility that you're here because of that painting and video. And I don't know if you see it, but when compare them both, I can definitely see a progress in the way I apply the colors and I blend the colors and use the lights and the shadows. And yeah, it's really warm feeling to see progress and to see that you're getting better at something. And isn't that what we all trying to do? Getting better at the things that we like to do. So far it's getting together better, it's looking more of a what I have in mind. At least the upper part I haven't changed the sea at all. It is still red as hell, I mean, like literally. When you imagine hell, that's the color you're thinking about. But first I will fully finish the skyline and the quotes, and then I will see how I'm gonna deal with the sea. So, a little bit about this painting that I didn't show you and that I'm painting over right now. And actually I didn't show it to anybody, even on my Patreon page, where I share a lot of this stuff and all of the behind the scenes and how I'm making all these paintings and videos. See, all I want to say is that you should definitely check out my Patreon page, link in the description. But the painting, it wasn't so much that I didn't like how it's going, but more that I didn't like the idea and the composition. It was supposed to be a gift for a friend, but I came up with a better idea for the gift, so I just stopped working on the painting, and for the next couple of months it was just staying there in the corner of my room, gathering dust, and one day looking at it I said, well, why not take it and make something out of it that I will possibly like. And so far, so good. Although I'm not sure how I'm gonna revive that sea and the waves, but I will figure it out. See this jar, I use it for like rasping some old paints that have dry out already and can be used. And I have a couple of them, but when I started this painting, this jar was like quarter full and now it's almost to the top. And that just tells me that I waste too much paint, and with this current world situation, a lot of things are closed, and one of it is the art store where I usually buy my supplies, so I gotta be more mindful of the paint I waste. But fortunately I got plenty of red, so let's finally get funky with that sea, ocean, river, lake, or whatever you wanna call it. First thing I had to do is to straighten up that horizon, and I've seen some people using a string or maybe a paper tape, but I did it pretty much by the eye, and it's not perfect, but it works just fine. At this point I'm trying to get the perfect colors to reflect the sunsets and the clouds, and to be honest, I don't feel like it's happening and like this painting is gonna be something good, and I feel like with artists, at least for me, there is always this moment when you're creating something or you're doing something or whatever it is, there is this stage that you just don't like it and it's not something good and something worthy to show to the people, then feel like quitting. And yeah, you just suck, but you won't get good, better, great at something because you're doing it when you're most inspired. You get great at something because you're doing it when you least want to do it, and when you're frustrated, and when you feel like you suck, and when you feel like nobody's gonna like it. These moments are actually the most important. You gotta push it through, you gotta persevere, and in the end you will come up with something good. And the good thing I came up with is that sometimes my finger works quite better than a brush. Just like when you want to clean your ear, you don't use some kind of a stick with a little bit of cotton on the top, you use your finger to get that dirt out of there really nice. And with the same finger I'm blending these waves really nice. And also I realized that there are too many waves, so I took one of the most valuable assets anybody could possess in these dark days, toilet paper, wiped the first wave off and left a little bit of space to have a better composition and better framing. With that free space I thought, why not throw a little bit of rocks out there, just the silhouette, and yeah, it wasn't looking good. Maybe if I add some more, it will. Nope, it won't. So again I wiped that off and actually blended together pretty acceptable with the dark sand in the foreground. was it. I'm happy that I turned this canvas into something that I could look at and not the crap that it was before. But you will never know. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with the result and how it turned out. Some of you asked me on Instagram, and unfortunately prints of this painting won't be available because the studio where I usually print it is closed. But there is another option. You can go to my Patreon page and download the files that I actually use for the prints and print it yourself somewhere if there is something open around you. Also, the original painting will be available on my art store, link in the description. On that note, special thanks to my Patreons for supporting me, you're awesome, and thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it, I hope it brought to you a certain amount of joy, and if so, it will be really nice of you if you give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet and you're new to this channel, you can subscribe. There's one big red button down below the video. Just press it and you're fine. I mean, I will really appreciate it. Even if you want, you can press that bell, because I'm not gonna lie, my schedule for uploading is not really well put together, so you'll get notified when I upload a video. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate that you're taking from your time to watch this kind of a goofy videos, and I will see you into the next video.